Assalamu alaikum. I am Sumbul Zehra from Sir Syed Government Girls College with the support and guidance of our principal Professor Khalda Parveen and with great response of my students. Today I am going to deliver a lecture on Faraday's experiment and Faraday's law. But until now, I hope so you all have subscribed this YouTube channel. So today we will study Faraday's and Henry experiment and what is Faraday's law. First we will study an experiment which was done by Faraday and Henry, and this experiment will lead to his principle. So there are basically two experiments which was done by him. First one is done with the help of a coil and a magnet. So we have considered a coil and a magnet, and we connect the two ends of a coil with the galvanometer, which will inform us whether there is a current in the coil or not. There is an axis of a coil where we keep a magnet, and we can move this magnet in the left and right direction. Now we are observing the relation between the movement and the current of the coil. So we observe this: if magnet is stationary, then current is 0. If magnet is moving with velocity, with certain velocity v, then there is a current. Third one is, if magnet stops near the coil, then current is 0. So now we can find out the relation between the movement of the magnet and the current flowing in the coil. So we have observed 5 basic observations. Number 1 is, if magnet is stationary, then current is 0. Second one is, if magnet is moving with certain velocity v, then there is a current in the coil. Third one is, if we stop the magnet near coil somewhere, then current is again 0. Fourth one is, now we are moving the magnet in the backward direction. So there is current in the coil, but the direction of this current is opposite. And the last one is, if we stop the magnet in the backward direction anywhere, then again there is no current in the coil. These are the observations. Now we have to analyze these observations. These are the observations, and now we have to analyze these observations. We have analyzed this: if magnet is not moving, then there will be no current flowing in the coil. Second one is, if magnet is in motion, whether it is towards or away from the coil, then there is current in the coil. This is our first experiment. Now we have observed from this second experiment is, if the switch is open in the first coil, then there will be no current in the first coil and in the second coil also. Second observation is, if now we close the switch in the first coil, then the current start increasing in the first coil and current also increases in the second coil. Third observation is, if the switch remain closed in the first coil, then the current is stationary in the first coil and the current becomes 0 in the second coil. Fourth observation is, now we again open the switch in the first coil, then the current reduced to 0 in the first coil, which is stationary, and current increases in the second coil. And the last observation is, after some time we have seen this: when the switch is open, then the current becomes 0 in the first coil and the current also becomes 0 in the second coil. This was the experiment done by Faraday and Henry. So we have observed from both of these experiments is, when there is change in current, then current is not 0, it shows some value. When there is movement of the magnet, there is current in the coil. This is because the flow of electric current in the coil makes magnetic flux. It generates magnetic field, and that magnetic field made by this linked with it. So when current is 0, magnetic field 0. When current is maximum or increases, the magnetic field also increases. So there is a current when magnetic flux is changing, whether we create this magnetic field with a bar magnet or with a coil. In both cases, what we are creating is a magnetic field, and when it is linked with a coil, it converts into a magnetic flux, and the changing of this magnetic flux create current. This is what Faraday and Henry explained through his experiment. And now, on the basis of this experiment, Faraday gave his law, which was known as Faraday's law. Now, we will study the famous Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, which is the fundamental for all further topics of electricity, alternating current, how EMF is induced, and many other features. This is based on the experiment which we have studied earlier. The law made on the basis of that experiment is law number 1. Change of magnetic flux linked to a coil induced an EMF across the coil, and if they are connected, current flow through it. Whenever EMF is induced in a coil between the 2 points, if we close this circuit by connecting a galvanometer, so what is the job of an EMF? It produces a current. If there is a path given to it, the current will flow through it. And if they are connected, a current flow. But unless we give a path, an EMF is generated. One terminal is positive, another is negative. If we join them, current is flowing. EMF induced is equal to negative of d phi by dt, which is rate of change of flux. But we see that the direction of this EMF is opposite to the change of flux, so we put negative sign. This is second law of Faraday's, which states that the EMF induced across the coil is equal to the rate of change of flux in the coil. Negative sign shows that EMF induced always opposes the change in flux. This we will study in the next lecture, which is Lenz's law. If the flux changes, suppose we have taken a definite value of flux phi1, due to certain action on it, it changes to phi2, and that action has taken time t. So change in flux is equal to E equals to minus phi2 minus phi1 upon t, that is the rate of change of flux, and E is the EMF. Suppose we have taken example, there is a flux linked with the coil which is 20. Within 5 seconds it has become 30. Then what is the EMF induced here? So E equals to 30 minus 20 divided by 5 equals to 2 volts. So how much is the current flowing, which is can be taken out by the equation I equals to E upon R equals to negative of 1 upon R d phi by dt, where R is the resistance of this device which is connected here in the coil. So this is the current flowing in the coil. This is the introduction of Faraday's law. Now this EMF which is induced and current which is flowing, this current has particular direction, and this is described by Lenz's law, which we will discuss in the next lecture. So that's all for today. Thank you so much.